They were born into a world holding its breath. The 1960s were not gentle years. They were loud, divided, uncertain. Televisions glowed with images of war, protests, assassinations, and a society questioning itself for the first time. Children growing up in the 1960s learned early that the world was not predictable, and because of that, neither were people.
Looking back, I don't know if we even had the language for it, but the world felt like it was coming apart. The news would be full of violence, and we were just kids, yet we understood the gravity of it. But we weren't shielded from it. We watched it unfold right before us. It was unsettling, but we didn't have time to dwell on it. We had to adapt. We had to be tough. There was no other choice.
This generation didn't grow up protected from reality. They absorbed it. They heard adults whisper about nuclear threats. They watched leaders fall. They saw streets filled with anger and hope at the same time. And quietly, something formed inside them.
My dad was always talking about the end of days. It wasn't all doom and gloom, but yeah, there was a sense that things could go wrong at any moment. And, I remember being a kid and walking down the street and hearing my neighbors argue about Vietnam or the Kennedy assassination. It was everywhere. And we weren't told to avoid it. We felt it. That's what made us different. We didn't have the luxury of ignorance like other generations. We had to grow up fast.
People who grew up in the 1960s developed a psychology shaped by instability, but not fragility. They learned how to adapt without being taught the word for it. There were fewer rules about emotions and even fewer conversations about feelings, so they learned self-reliance early. Pain was something you carried, not something you displayed. Unlike those who grew up in the 1970s, who experienced a more reflective, rebuilding era, the 1960s child was shaped during the storm itself, not its aftermath. They didn't inherit lessons. They survived experiences. As kids, they roamed freely. No tracking, no constant supervision. They learned consequences the hard way, by falling, failing, and getting back up without an audience. That created a rare psychological trait, inner authority. They don't wait for validation. They trust their judgment. And when they speak, it's usually after long silence. Emotionally, they are complex. They may not always express vulnerability openly, but their loyalty runs deep. They value commitment, endurance, and showing up, especially when things fall apart, because they remember when things did fall apart. These children grew into adults who don't romanticize struggle, but respect it. They don't chase comfort the way later generations do. Comfort was never guaranteed, and this is where their strength truly stands apart. People raised in the 1960s know how to remain steady while the world changes. They've already watched institutions collapse, cultures shift, and truths be rewritten. Change doesn't scare them. They've lived inside it. Their resilience isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself online. It shows up in responsibility, patience, and the ability to endure without applause. They are often misunderstood as distant or reserved. But beneath that surface is a generation that learned how to survive emotionally before emotional survival had a name. They carry history in their nervous systems and wisdom in their silence. The psychology of the 1960s generation is not about nostalgia. It's about strength shaped by uncertainty. They are not harder because they wanted to be. They are harder because they had to be. And that difference still lives inside them today. Are you from the 1960s? If so, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. In a world that's constantly changing, it's incredible to see you still here, stronger than ever. Drop a comment and let us know you're still with us. If this made you think different, hit subscribe. We go deeper every day. Don't forget to like the video. It helps more people find messages like this. And if you want to connect with people who think like you, join our Discord community. The link's in the description. Reverse Hub isn't just a channel. It's a mindset.